distinguished representative of Ukraine.
Thank you, Madam President. The delegation of Ukraine aligns itself with the statement delivered by the European Union and would like to add the following remarks in its national capacity. Let me start by commending the delegation of Italy for the excellent facilitation of the draft resolution entitled Building a Peaceful and Better World Through Sport and the Olympic Ideal. Ukraine has co-sponsored the draft and will support further efforts to make the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games a success. Ukraine recognizes the vital role of sport in building a peaceful and better future, in promoting tolerance, equality, and mutual understanding among people and nations, as well as in advancing public health and well-being. Sport unites communities, inspires youth, and strengthens social resilience. However, the ability of sport to serve as a force for peace is gravely undermined by Russia's ongoing war of aggression against Ukraine. The war has caused devastating consequences for Ukraine's sports sector. Russian aggression has disrupted athletes' preparation for competitions, led to the cancellation or postponement of numerous events, restricted access to training facilities, and caused the partial or complete destruction of sports infrastructure. Distinguished colleagues, the Russian Federation has killed at least 644 members of Ukraine's sports community, injured 20 others, while 20 remain in captivity and 13 are missing. At least 799 sports facilities in Ukraine have been attacked by Russia, of which 180 were completely destroyed, 134 partially destroyed, and 120 severely or partially damaged. Belarus has actively assisted Russia in committing these crimes. Therefore, the international community must maintain the suspension of Russian and Belarusian athletes from international sports competitions as the only justified and necessary response to their complicity in Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. Allowing their participation would undermine the integrity of sport as a contributor to peace, condone the ongoing killing of Ukrainian athletes and their coaches, and show disrespect to the hundreds of members of Ukraine's sports community who have been killed, injured, or displaced by this war. In this regard, Ukraine welcomes the International Olympic Committee's decision to maintain the suspension of the Russian Olympic Committee for breaches of the Olympic Charter, including its violation of the territorial integrity of the National Olympic Committee of Ukraine. Madam President, Ukraine today stands as the only country in history that, under full-scale attack, continues to send its national team to the Olympic Games, a testament to our unwavering commitment to the Olympic values of peace, dignity, and justice. Russia often repeats the phrase, "Sport is outside politics," but war is not politics, war is a crime. A state that wages a war of aggression, deliberately kills athletes, destroys stadiums and sports schools, has no moral standing to refer to the Olympic ideal. Russia has violated the Olympic Truce at least 3 times, further demonstrating its disregard for the fundamental principles of the Olympic movement. Distinguished colleagues, sport must remain a platform for peace, not a tool for propaganda by aggressor states. We must ensure that there is no Russian or Belarusian state representation in global sport, until Russia ends its barbaric war of aggression against Ukraine. I thank you.
I thank thank the distinguished representative of Ukraine. I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Israel.
Thank you, Madam President. And I join others in welcoming the President of the International Olympic Committee to New York and wishing her much success. Israel would like to thank Italy for facilitating the negotiations of this draft resolution. We co-sponsored the resolution and support it. We look forward to participating in the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics, and we are absolutely sure Italy will do an excellent job as the host country. We also can't wait for the Summer Games to return to Los Angeles in 2028, and our athletes are training hard to bring their absolute best to the Games. It is very exciting that for the first time, the Summer Youth Olympic Games will take place on the African continent. Senegal, which is known for its supporting culture, especially among youth, will definitely create a unique experience for all delegations, and we are proud to bring a team of promising young athletes to the Games. Colleagues, we each have our own Olympic moment, moments filled with pride and inspiration. For many Israelis, that moment was Yael Arad winning our first ever medal at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. Yael has inspired generations of judokas in Israel, girls and boys alike, and thanks to her, judo remains one of the most popular sports events in Israel. We also can't forget the iconic moment of rhythmic gymnast Linoy Ashram bringing home the gold all-around medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, or Moran Samuel, a world champion, winning the gold medal at the 2024 Paris Paralympics in the women's individual rowing competition. All of these athletes uphold the Olympic values of excellence and determination to the highest levels. They have become role models in and out of the ring for younger generations who see themselves in them. And the message is clear. Everyone has a place in sports, and everyone can excel no matter where you come from, no matter what your gender is, or if you're an athlete with disabilities. Israel will also never forget the brutal terrorist attack at the 1972 Munich Olympics, when a Palestinian terrorist murdered 11 members of the Israeli Olympic delegation, athletes, coaches, and judges. Sports must play a role in preventing and countering terrorism and violent extremism, and is a powerful contributor to building resilience against radicalizations to violence. Finally, I would like to quote parts of the International Olympic Committee statement on a recent decision by Indonesia, which blocked Israeli gymnasts from participating in the latest championships in Indonesia. The IOC stands firm in its belief that sports must remain a beacon of hope, a force that brings the whole world together in a peaceful competition. This is at the very heart of the Olympic movement. The IOC principled position is very clear. All eligible athletes, teams, and sports officials must be able to participate in international sports competitions and events without any form of discrimination from the host country in accordance with the Olympic Charter and the fundamental principles of non-discrimination." End quote. We, of course, stand by this statement. Indonesia's actions deprived our gymnasts of their rights to compete peacefully and stand against the core of the Olympic values. We take this moment to reiterate that sport must remain a safe space for athletes worldwide to fulfill their aspirations and for all of us to come together. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative of Israel. Now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of the United States.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam President. I'm honored to represent the United States in the General Assembly today. It's wonderful to join colleagues from the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, including Board Chair Jean Sykes. I'd like to acknowledge and thank our Italian colleagues, including Milano Cortina 2026 President Giovanni Malago, and his team's tremendous work preparing for the upcoming Winter Games. It's also a pleasure to be joined here today by International Olympic Committee President Kirsty Coventry. The United States appreciates her leadership and the IOC's efforts to advance peace and fair competition through sport. As the host country of the 2028 Summer Olympic and Paralympic Games, the United States is excited to welcome the Olympic flame back to U.S. soil and committed to promoting peace and global stability through sport in Los Angeles and again in 2034 when we host the Winter Games in Salt Lake City. We believe sports have an unrivaled power to build bridges, foster dialogue, and establish lasting ties among people, among communities, and among nations. The three core values of the Olympics, excellence, friendship, and respect, are not only important tenets for the Olympic Games, but also for the United Nations and all member states. We applaud the Italian government and the Milano Cortina 2026 Organizing Committee for their dedication to an event that catalyzes innovation and provides a platform for safe and fair competition among nations. We look forward to close collaboration with our Italian counterparts as we work toward hosting the world for the 2028 Summer Games and later the 2034 Winter Games. Like our Italian colleagues, we are dedicated to ensuring the best Olympic and Paralympic Games possible. Hosting such a massive event is no small feat, and we are tremendously fortunate to have the opportunity to learn from our Italian partners. We are excited to celebrate their success and look forward to continued close collaboration as we prepare to host the 2028 Games. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the distinguished representative of the United States. I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Burundi.
Madame la Présidente, ma délégation souhaite exprimer sa sincère gratitude à la délégation de l'Italie pour la conduite inclusive et constructive des consultations ayant abouti au projet de résolution intitulé « Construire un monde pacifique et meilleur grâce au sport et à l'idéal olympique ». Le Burundi se félicite de ce processus collaboratif et réaffirme son attachement aux valeurs de paix, de solidarité et de fraternité entre les peuples promues par la trêve olympique. Nous saluons